such an asshole.
All right, we got a request. If you got a request, assholeconsulting.com. Good afternoon. I'm reaching out to you today to ask questions about what I should do moving forward with my financial goals. You may not be licensed to give financial advice, but I'm hoping for you to give me your honest opinion and lead me in the right direction to someone who can. 27 and married. You're employed in the military. Wife is employed as a travel nurse. Make between 120 to 150,000 a year. I have 60,000 in savings account. Outstanding. We have no debt, drive modest sedans, and we live in an apartment. I'm planning on buying a house at our next duty station in a year, but I'm not thinking about that right now. Housing prices seem to be coming down, even though interest rates are still high. Well, that's why they're coming down, is because the interest rates are high. I donate $15 a month to my TSP, and that is for retirement. She does not have any accounts open for retirement, so we're a little late. Get around that. You must look. I know your wife is probably very nice. Doesn't matter. You must force equality on all women. So I charge my girlfriend. I'm not paying higher taxes. And but you're a traditional girl, so I make exceptions. No, it's not in the budget. And ladies, but I want to be a traditional woman. Well, go take it up with your Marxist sisters. Keep voting into socialist programs. You all get to be equal, at least financially. Boo-ba-doo, boo-ba-doo, boo-ba-doo. So we are please let me know if my plan is solid or not. Yeah, it's solid. Yeah. Look, already I could tell I wouldn't worry too much about your finances, because here's why. You got married and you don't have no kids. She's a professional. She's a nurse. You're a professional. You're in the military. You guys make good money. You have fiscal discipline and you have no debt. So I'm not kidding. Like 85% of financial planning is just not screwing up. And you guys didn't screw up. The rest of it is doing exactly what you're doing. Maybe she got to set up a little program here herself and start contributing. I want to put $40,000 in the stock market. I want to invest through Fidelity's S&P 500 index fund. I've been told not to time the market, so I guess now is better than never. I would also split up some of the money into blue chip stocks like Apple, Coca-Cola, Disney as well. I aim to stay relatively safe and want to invest long term. Once I set up the basics we need for the future, then maybe I can use some money left over to bet bigger. I want to bank with Fidelity because I heard it's a good bank. Okay, I have no opinion on Fidelity, good or bad. Next, I'd like to take that. Okay, so you want to put $40,000 in the stock market. Well, wait a minute. What about a down payment on the house? I know you probably get a really good deal with the VA. Maybe you don't have to put a down payment on a house, but why not save that money for a down payment on the house? And I can't tell you whether to put the money in the S&P 500 or not. I can't tell you. I can't tell you whether to invest that or not. I am merely giving you options like, okay, you want to buy a house, right? Well, and maybe the VA, you don't need it, but wouldn't you like to not have 100% mortgage? Wouldn't you like to have some equity in your home, keep that monthly payment down? I can't tell you whether to invest in blue chip stocks or not. And I can't tell you when to invest in the blue chip stocks or not. That's up to you. I mean, it's better than buying a boat, bro, or having your wife get her master's degree in social work. I mean, yeah, it's better than pissing on it and setting it on fire, but I can't tell you whether that's going to go up or not. I would just have you evaluate. Well, wait, don't you want to put you said you want a house? Next, I'd like to take 12,000, split that between us by opening 2 separate Roth IRAs. I heard the max limit per year 6,000. I think it is this year. Also, I want to open a traditional IRA for my wife since she does not have a 401k or benefits, considering she's a travel nurse. I cover under my benefits with the military. Good for you. Yeah, she could open up an IRA. How many IRAs do you want to open up? You want to say 2 separate Roth IRAs. Open up a traditional IRA. But yeah, I mean, go ahead. You're young enough. I don't know if you need the traditional IRA. I would also talk, because you guys are starting to bump into the MAGI, the marginal adjusted gross income. You guys might, well, no, maybe that's 200,000 for. Go talk to an accountant. Talk to your accountant, because they're going to be much more familiar with your personal tax situation. Because I don't know if you file single or joint, And they'll let you know whether or not, especially at your age, whether you should be investing in Roths or traditional IRAs, and whether you're even going to get the deduction on the traditional IRA. Toss $300 to your accountant. If you don't have an accountant, go get one. A CPA, a tax accountant CPA, not H&R Block. But yeah, I'd do that before you start opening up IRA accounts. But I mean, especially if you're filing separate. If you're filing separate, yeah, that girl's got to get some tax retirement savings plans going on, whether it's Roth or traditional. I don't care. She makes the, yeah, she, what is it? You didn't say what she makes. All right. Last week, keep 8,000 in the bank for an emergency fund. Smart. Honestly, we don't need a lot of it for an emergency fund because I won't get fired from the military. Nurses are in demand. Yeah, I mean, you can always have base housing. Plus, we don't have kids now. Anyways, what do you think? Do you have any recommendations? Do you think I should get a financial advisor? Do not get a financial advisor. Okay. Get a tax accountant because here's a financial advisor. I'll give you the very short version for you to avoid ever having to have a financial advisor. Target date retirement funds. All right. That's it. You invest in the index or the indices of different asset classes, the S&P 500 being the primary one because of your age, but you also throw in like, it's not the Lehman Brothers, is it Barclays Bond Index? All right. You got these target date retirement funds set up by Fidelity, Vanguard, or robo-advisors. Maybe you want to look at robo-advisors. And all they do is they throw your money into indexed funds. They don't try to beat the market. They don't try to actively manage. That's why the rates are so low. And based on your age, you'll start young. You're going to start with a heavy exposure to equities. And as you get older, more and more fixed income or loans will become part of your portfolio. And then depending on your target date of retirement, your portfolio is constantly optimized and allocated as you age. You throw the money in there, you do it. You don't worry, oh, I didn't beat the Magellan Fund. Rah. You just throw your money in there. You're 27, and when you're 65 or 70 or whatever, boom, you're done. All right? And especially if your wife also contributes to that, you're good to go. You could set up, like, so when you go to set up an IRA account, whether it's Roth or traditional, it won't matter. Fidelity will have, they should have target date retirement funds. They'll have index funds. If you have money you can afford to lose, then go ahead and gamble on individual blue chip stocks if you like. I don't care. But as long as you can afford to lose it and know you could lose it, that's fine. But that's all the retirement planning is. A financial advisor would just go set up an account at an IRA or Roth account, whatever you tell them to set up, and then they'd allocate your funds for you, and then they charge you 1% or 0.5% of your balance a year. You don't need that. That's what a robo-advisor or the target date funds do. So you don't need a financial advisor. You do need a tax accountant to optimize your tax benefits you get from it. And since I'm not intricately familiar with your particular situation, filing jointly or separate, that tax accountant will be able to tell you, oh, yeah, so you're going to want to invest in a traditional IRA and you're going to want to set up a Roth IRA. And they'll also talk to you, well, are you ever going to file jointly? Or what are your financial plans in the future? Are you going to stop coming home and having kids, or what are you going to do? So that's where you got to, because the investment side of it is pretty straightforward. Investment funds have a robo-advisor allocate or have a target date fund automatically allocate. So that's the financial side of that. That's taken care of. When it comes to tax treatment, what type of retirement fund set up, that's where you gotta pay a tax accountant. That's what I would do. Everything I learned about money has been through your books on the internet, so I really don't have anyone to talk to about this. I want to make these moves next week because it's been procrastinating too long. Thanks for the assistance. Yeah, sorry, it took me almost 10 days to get back to you. Yeah, if you are planning for retirement and you had this extra money, these would be the retirement vehicles you should invest in. and what you ultimately invest in. I'm like, yes, set up IRAs, traditional IRAs, or Roth, depending on what your tax accountant says. What you invest in, that's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just saying that the best product out there that costs the least in terms of maintenance fees and is like the least amount of time in maintenance is your indexed funds, retirement dates that invest, all the investments go into index funds. That's what I do. You don't have to do that. You can invest in whatever you want, but that's what I do because I don't like managing my money. It also eliminates the need for a financial advisor. But the real question, I said, well, did you want housing or not? You said, I apologize, took me a bit. Right now I'm on, you didn't get back to me until 4 days ago. All right. As of right now, I'm on the fence if I should do 20, retire my traditional thrift savings plan, or get out at 10 years after contributing to the blended retirement and Palace Front switch from active to guard. Is that what they call it? Palace Front? To finish up my retirement there, which will take double the time and yield half the pension. I don't know what your knowledge is on this. Forgive me if you're familiar. Man, if you could get your 20-year pension, like if you still qualify for that and you don't have kids, yeah, I'd stick around. Why not? I don't know what your knowledge is, but traditional TSP is better for the long term. You get a bigger pension. Yeah. The blended retirement system is short term if you plan on getting out before 20. I think you can draw from your military pension the day you retire, but I'm actually not sure about this. I don't think so. I think you got to wait till you're 62. Double check on that. I also don't think age is a factor. As for housing, I want Florida or Texas, but we could possibly get anywhere. If I'm put overseas, then I won't buy, but stateside, I'll most likely buy anywhere as long as the housing prices aren't outrageous. Use the VA loan to buy, pay it down, then sell or rent out the home when I get to my next duty station, then continue that process. Oh, wow. No, no, because now you're a property manager and you're not there. Like if you were going to be there, like, look, hey, you're here for the next 10 years and you're going to keep an eye on the Ruskies. All right. Here's your little intelligence analyst position. Sit here in this desk and come into work the next 10 years. Then I get a home. No, man, because you're going to rent out? Who's going to manage the home for you? Who's going to find tenants? And you want to be worried about whether a bunch of enlisted privates getting drunk and hammered are effing up your property or not? While you're in the middle of a war zone? No. There's more to it and risk to take, but I know multiple people personally that do it. I've been in it for 3 years now, and the reason I haven't bought a house yet was that prices in my area are high and just came down. I've been told not to time the market, but I also don't want to lose money by selling a house. Look, let me give you a much easier option, okay? You want to invest in real estate, right? You don't even sound like you don't live in the damn home. So instead of dealing with nightmare rental property owners and all that, why don't you look at a real estate investment trust? All right. It pays a dividend. You get exposure to real estate. So there's the upside, not the guarantee, the possibility that the prices will go up. And that way you get some exposure to real estate. Hell, that could even be part of your retirement plan. Now that I think about it, Fidelity might offer real estate investment trusts as part of an IRA account. You might be able to invest in that. But if you're not going to live in the home, I mean, if you had a reliable buddy like your dad or someone who could manage the property fine, or if maybe your military buddies know some I don't, like, yeah, they've been doing it for years, they love it. Okay, maybe you can rely on military people to be more reliable, which you generally can. Yeah. You want Florida to, we could possibly be anywhere. If I'm put overseas, I won't buy. But stateside, I will most likely buy. Yeah, if it was me, you don't have to do this. But if it was me, I would be looking at a real estate investment trust, so I don't have to deal with property management. Or I would say, when I get out of the military, I want to live in this town. I don't know if you've traveled enough to know that. I want to live in Pensacola, Florida. I want to live in Irving, Texas. If you know for a fact that's where you want to live once you get out of the full-time military and then your National Guard down in that area, then I would buy land in that area in the anticipation of building a house on it later on. But once you buy an actual house or even a condo, now that requires maintenance. You got to rent it out. You got to find tenants. Depends on where you buy. Is it Marxist, leftist, socialist? They make it like, hey, you don't really own your property. We're going to make it impossible for you to jack up rents and kick deadbeat tenants out. It's just that's a headache and a hassle you don't want to deal with if you're like in the middle of a war zone, protecting us from the Ruskies. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. You want email. Damn it. Well, you got a video. Let me know if that's all right if you want an email response instead. So there it is. There it is. Hopefully that'll help out some other military men and women. That's it. All right. See you guys later, Toodles.